Yeah! Get up!
What is up, everybody? It is a gorgeous spring afternoon. Now it's funny because this whole day it's been cloudy and overcast, and if you look at it now, I mean, if you looked in the other direction, I'm sure you'd see all the clouds that have passed us throughout the day. But right now it's perfect, and it's like 65 degrees, and it's a beautiful spring day. It's perfect for riding. So I'm just out for a ride, and I can kind of see the overcast it's been passing through during the day. But I'm just out for a spring ride. And of course, in California, especially Northern California, if you're not familiar, Northern California is one of the worst places for allergies. If you live in Northern California, if you don't have allergies, lucky you, because actually I even heard people who move here, even from Southern California, but different places in the country, they'll move to California, never had allergies before, and then boom, they're allergic. But for myself, I suffer pretty badly from seasonal allergies as well as allergies throughout the year. Not like food allergies. I don't have any food allergies or even medication allergies, but I do have, I'm allergic to pollen and grass and you know, certain kinds of dust. It's bad. It's a, I don't wish it on anybody to be as allergic to stuff as I am. But one of the things that happens to me is I also have a skin condition called eczema, and that's fairly common. If you've never heard of eczema, it's like it's a rash that comes up, and it can be anywhere on your body. I get it a lot, like on my elbows and like behind my knees, places where it gets really warm. But yeah, I have eczema, and it flares up, especially when my allergies flare up, because what happens is my eyes get itchy, you know, my skin dries out, and especially when my skin dries out is when it gets really bad. But where it's put a cramp in some of my style, if you want to say, is I've always wanted to get a tattoo. Now, for me, it's one of those things where, you know, what is this bus doing? What's going on here, buddy? I'm one of those people that, you know, when I thought I was going to get a tattoo, I didn't want to just get a little tattoo, because at least to me and on my personal body, and you know, you have your own body and you can do with it what you want, and I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm not going to have any opinion on what you do. But for me, I didn't want to get just like a small one, because to me, I'm just one of those guys where if I saw it and I saw this little mark on my body, I'd think it was dirty or it would bother me. So I wanted to get, you know, something a little larger, and, you know, something very artistic. Now, and you know, if you've watched my channel before, you know I'm kind of an artistic guy. I do theater, and I'll do a sketch every once in a while, but something creative, and either like on my back or on my upper arm somewhere. And I'm not a guy who goes sleeveless a lot either, so it would be kind of personal to me, you know. The only people who would really see it are my family, really. But my question, and I don't know if anyone has this problem, but I actually have done a little bit of research on how tattoos would affect somebody with eczema. Because what will happen is when I have you know, eczema flare up in a certain area, it'll leave a scar for a little while. And I always was curious, you know, if I have a tattoo, A, is it going to make my eczema flare up in that area? And B, if I have eczema flare up after the fact, and then I have scarring there from the eczema, when the scarring leaves, is the tattoo going to be affected? Now, I've done a little bit of research, and there's a few forums on this that I've been able to look up, and people are saying, no, it's fine, you know, that eczema could flare up in those areas, and it's not an issue. The tattoo still looks good, but I'm interested in your feedback, and I'm also interested in like tattoo horror stories, because you know, in the age of the internet, you always see like the worst possible outcomes for people who get tattoos, and I'm always worried about that. I do think though, if you go to like a reputable place, your chances of getting a failed tattoo or a bad tattoo will be less. So I've definitely put more money into a quality tattoo than I would to, you know, try and save some money, because again, I'm of the belief, and this is why I have a Harley Davidson, that you pay for what you get. And you know, I got a Harley because I know it's a reputable brand. Obviously there's a little bit of prestige, if you want to call it that. You know, it's a Harley Davidson. So anyway, I would definitely want to put some money into it, because that's something you're going to, I mean, talk about a bike and making a decision on getting a bike, you're going to end up with a new bike. But a tattoo, that's with you for the rest of your life. So again, that's another reason kind of why I've hesitated to get a tattoo, because I am kind of like one of those guys where, you know, in a couple years I might be like, okay, it's time to swap the bike out and get something else. And that's something you can't do with a tattoo. So I am not set on getting one, but I'm definitely not against it. But I would love to hear your guys' feedback on how you feel about tattoos. Now, there's kind of a stigma, I think, though, with people who ride Harley Davidsons and ride motorcycles in general, that tattoos are kind of a norm or something that's part of the culture. And there's no pressure on me at all. I could care less what everyone else is doing on there who ride motorcycles with their bodies or their tattoos. But for me, it's been something that I thought about for a long time. And, you know, I'm going to be over the hill in not too distant future. So you know, maybe I'll wait till then, when I'm absolutely positive on what I want and what I want to do. So again, if you have tattoo horror stories, if you have tattoo positive feedback, if you have tattoo negative feedback, I think this is a pretty hot topic. I think people feel pretty strongly one way or the other with tattoos. You know, if you ask my mom, she would probably tell you right away, oh, you're not getting a tattoo, or that's stupid. This is coming from, you know, family. No one in my family except for my sister has a tattoo. And I'm pretty sure my mom feels pretty strongly against that one. So anyway, if you have feedback for me, please leave it in the comments. And at this point, I'll ask you, if you like this video, go ahead and leave a thumbs up down there, which is the like button. And if you're so inclined, hit the subscribe button and come back and see me. And I'll also throw up some links over here in this direction, and you can go straight to one of my other videos. Guys, if you're riding, be safe. And if you're not riding, get riding. This is that one guy, and I'm out.